talk the truth. They roller, wearing diamond rings, wearing kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine like jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. They call me Hot Rod. Everybody knows it. I don't have to say what I am, because I've done it. It's the difference between you and me. You talk about it, I do it. You will know that your ass is mine, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Eastside Dave and Son Wrestling Show.
Oh yeah, Stanley, Mac, thank you so much. It is the Eastside Dave and Son Wrestling Show. It's weird, we do these all the time. We do these very consistently. Feels like we haven't done a show in a long time. Am I crazy? Or is it because I've done 8,000 other shows between 95.9 FM, Yaddle Chattel, my new Star Wars podcast, The Resurrection, and now, once again, continued dominance of the Davey Mac Sports program, which is back. Make sure you're subscribing and liking to all of these shows on all of your platforms. EastSideDaveCountry.com is where you can hear them, but we're also on Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, all the places where you can get your podcasts. Heck, even YouTube. So I don't know. We did a show last month, did we not?
We did.
This is a show that we do for all the big AEW and WWE pay-per-views. And tonight, of course, it's WWE Money in the Bank. My name is Eastside Dave. I'm your host, and with me is my co-host, Stanley Mac. Stanley, talk to them.
Hello.
We just also had AEW Forbidden Door, and we'll discuss a few of the things with that right off the bat. And here it is. I didn't watch Forbidden Door. Not gonna lie.
Neither did
$50 is a lot for pay-per-views, especially now that I've gotten sort of used to the $9.99 system with the WWE. You pay $9.99 to get the Peacock, and you get the pay-per-view for free. I get that AEW does it differently, that they do less pay-per-views. I understand. $50 is a lot. And if I am not supremely interested in the card, I'm not buying it. And I got to tell you, AEW, this is the first time you're going to hear Davey Mac really have a little bit of an anti-AEW thing. The past few weeks, AEW was not very good. To the Forbidden Door, the tie-in to New Japan didn't work for me at all. I am a wrestling fan. I'm a big wrestling fan. I watch every single episode of Dynamite, every episode of Rampage, every episode of Monday Night Raw, and every episode of SmackDown. Every WWE pay-per-view, every AEW pay-per-view. You can't ask me to start now watching New Japan YouTube clips to understand who all of these people are. They brought in 8,000 new guys. I know that Will Ospreay and Okada. I've seen Okada wrestle. He's really good. I've seen a little bit of Will Ospreay as well. But, I mean, outside of those two, okay, fine. Those two guys have a bit of a name. Because, the Okada guy has wrestled, He wrestled Jericho, I believe. Hangman Page.
Moxley, what?
Maybe Moxley. And the other guy, Ospreay, he got in the papers by having a feud with Seth Rollins on Twitter. So we sort of know that he's a big deal. He kind of reminds me of a young Kenny Omega. I mean, look, I didn't mind. I enjoyed seeing those two guys. But those were two of 30 new guys that they brought in from New Japan and said, hey, all of a sudden care about these people. I can't care about them. I'm a wrestling on TV kind of guy. I watch the shows to get emotionally invested in the pay-per-views. And nothing that Forbidden Door did on TV got me emotionally invested in the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. And I'm not spending $50 for it. I'm sorry. AEW needs to figure that out. They also should consider doing something about the price of their pay-per-view. $50 was, listen, that's a price that, people used to pay. Used to. I'm not sure that's a price that people are willing to pay anymore. I wasn't. If they had put that pay-per-view at $25, I probably would have purchased it. I would have thought about it even at $30. But I'm not going to be paying $50 for it. It's just a matter of principle. These things add up. I'm not going to be buying every single bad pay-per-view. If you have a crappy pay-per-view, I ain't buying it. There was no Punk. There was no Danielson. There was no, MJF. I ain't buying it. And then and then 50% of the card I don't care about. I love the AEW guys. And now they're all they're going against, New Japan guys. I don't care. I don't watch New Japan. I don't live in Japan. I like the guys who I've seen, like Okada or Will Ospreay. So then put him on AEW for a couple of months if you're gonna do that. But not 50 guys. You know what it reminded me of? The very bad WCW/ECW takeover, quote unquote, invasion of WWE in 2002. It didn't work. It was bad. It stunk. No one was excited by it. I was a massive WWE fan at the time and thought, this stinks. This stinks. I don't care about any of these guys. I haven't watched them. And I feel like that's exactly what we got with this Ring of Honor or New Japan thing. I said it before. Tony Khan is blowing a golden opportunity with AEW. If he wants to expand a little bit, forget about New Japan. Expand it with Ring of Honor. You just bought it. Get rid of Rampage on Fridays and have Ring of Honor be your Friday show. And then, because TBS and TNT, the Turner Broadcasting companies, gave them 4 every 3 months specials on Saturday, call those Rampages. So you keep the Rampage brand, but instead Rampage now is your 4 specials a year program, and Fridays are for Ring of Honor. And forget about New Japan. I'm sick of it. I don't care about it. If I lived in Japan, I would probably be a massive New Japan fan. But that's because I'd be living there watching that show on TV. What are your thoughts? I just went on a rant.
I mean, I don't think it's like that bad. I think that the pricing is definitely not good for something though that we don't know about 50% of the guys on. Because let's be honest, we did not know 50% of the guys.
I agree. We didn't know 50% of them. Now I feel a sneeze coming on, so keep talking.
And Danielson, Punk, they all weren't there because they were hurt.
I thought I felt another sneeze coming on, but it was just the one. It was just the one sneeze. All right? So I apologize to all of the Eastside Dave and Son Wrestling Show fans for thinking that I have a sneeze attack, and it was just the one sneeze. So I apologize. Minus 15 points for Stanley, the co-host. Because let's be honest, as the star of the show, I don't want to ever have negative points. I don't deserve any. Okay?
Well, you just lost 10 points.
Oh, darn it. So that's my thing with AEW, with Forbidden Door. Now, I'm still watching AEW, and Dynamite was on this past week, and it was good, and they have good matches, great talent. I'm into it. Don't think that this is me being an AEW hater. I'm not. But not everything that AEW... Here's the thing that Tony Khan needs to understand, okay? Tony, not everything you do and not everything AEW do is golden. And I'm starting to feel like there's a little bit of ego with AEW in that whatever we do, the fans are going to love it. They're going to love it. And Tony Khan's a little bit like that. It's like, it's great. Because the last pay-per-view that they had, the all AEW pay-per-view, people rightfully said that, Tony, the show was on a little bit long. Because it was a 5.5 or 6 hour show. So by the time CM Punk defeated Hangman Adam Page in the main event, people were dead tired. And people brought that up to Tony Khan. Tony, it's a long show. It's like 5.5 hour long. Oh, and you know what Tony Khan said? Oh, no, people loved it. It was a great show. It was a great card. People loved it. Whoa, Tony, I'm one of those people. We're your customers. We're your audience. We are telling you that was a long show. I found that a little bit disturbing the last pay-per-view. And now this pay-per-view, Tony Khan, some people are bringing up the fact that, hey, who are these guys? And he's like, oh, no. Our AEW fans know who they are. AEW fans all love New Japan. That's not true, Tony. You got to understand, there's lots of groups of AEW fans. There's the AEW hardcore fan that probably watch everything with wrestling. There's the AEW fan that just watches AEW. And then there's me, the AEW WWE fan that watches everything. Every Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Rampage, and the pay-per-views. It's a lot of wrestling right there for me as a WWE and AEW fan. I can't watch all of these other leagues. But yet he seems to be convinced that somehow, as an AEW fan, I should know these leagues. Come on, Tony. Don't make me do extra homework, okay? Because I ain't doing it. I got my stuff to watch, too. My Star Wars. I got Star Wars. I got sports. I got a whole bunch of stuff to watch. All right, I'm done with that rant. Going forward.
That's your first rant on AEW, I'm pretty sure.
You're gosh darn tootin' it is. Because listen, I'm going to say one last time, I love AEW. I think they're doing great stuff. Don't get too full of yourselves and think that you're perfect. Hello? Does that sound like Vince McMahon, Tony? Does it sound like the WWE when fans are critical of a certain thing, and rather than listen, you put your head in the sand and deny it? Oh, no. Fans love the long show. No, we didn't. 5.5 hours was too long. By the time Punk and Hangman Page got to the main event, I was dead tired and was not emotionally into it. And this pay-per-view stunk. I'm not paying $50 for a pay-per-view where half the roster I've never seen before. Sorry! Oh, but you know what? No, I'm an AEW fan. And I'm a WWE fan. I'm telling it like it is. That's what our show does. Jeez. All right.
Yeah, but yeah, you're not going to watch every wrestling league. They're all like...
It's ridiculous. I said the same thing to WWE. Don't expect me to watch NXT. Not after you flipped to NXT. And I was kind of a casual, passive, I would tune in every once in a while to make sure if I heard a good storyline, maybe you tune into NXT. I would watch the takeovers because those takeovers were great. But it's the same thing. They flipped and WWE expect, no, forget about it. Forget about all these things. Come on. People have other stuff to do. We can't dedicate our entire lives to watching every second of your product, okay? Sorry! Jeez. All right, let's get to a little WWE now. By the way, outside of that, AEW has done some good things. I am very excited for the Christan Cage heel turn. I thought that was excellent. He has delivered 2 fantastic promos back to back. Has really done an excellent job. And I think, oh man, as MJF leaves and this and that, maybe they can get like a really big time heel out of Christian. So I'm heavily into him. FTR is always great. They're spectacular. There's a lot of good stuff to enjoy with AEW.
Except for the Young Bucks hate FTR.
Young Bucks do, but FTR, since they won their tag team championships, Young Bucks are brand new tag team AEW championships, but Young Bucks have the AAA, the Ring of Honor, the New Japan. You'd think that this would mean Young Bucks versus FTR for all of the belts. And this time, if I'm Tony Khan, I tell the Young Bucks, FTR's beating you guys. And if you don't like it, you can follow Cody out the door. Okay? And the Young Bucks would despise being in the WWE. They would despise it because they would not get to have the matches that they want to have. They wouldn't get to do what they want to do. They wouldn't. Sorry, they wouldn't.
It must sound like literally pen and paper.
They would not have the freedom to do all the stuff with the YouTube videos and this and that. They wouldn't. So it's up to them. All right, let's get to Money in the Bank. We have a big time Money in the Bank. Okay? Now, Money in the Bank a little bit star-crossed, as they say. First, it was supposed to be in a football stadium, but they couldn't get a big enough crowd for it. And then with Cody all over the poster and this and that, he gets hurt. So now no Cody. So it's been it's had some bad luck. But we are here. It's July 2nd. It's Money in the Bank tonight. So let's get into it. All right, Stanley Mac? Is that okay with you?
Yep.
All right, first of all, let's start off with your undisputed tag team championship match. The Usos, your WWE undisputed tag team champs, versus the Street Profits. Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, Stanley Mac. What do you like? Who do you like? Let's go.
I hate to say it, but I'm not a big Street Profits fan.
Oh!
So I think they're gonna give it to the Street Profits and say, oh, it was because Cena told them to never give up and whatnot.
Oh! John Cena 20th anniversary was this past Monday, and he had some inspiring words for the Street Profits. He did say he believes in them. So you think Cena's words will get the Street Profits to become new champions?
Sadly, yes.
All right, that's an interesting thing. I'm going to say no, you're dead wrong. The Usos. I mean, come on. The Usos would lose their belts at Money in the Bank? I think a bigger venue for the Usos to lose those tag team belts, maybe SummerSlam. So I think the Usos go over the Street Profits on this match. But if there is a SummerSlam rematch, I maybe like your theory. Next one! For the WWE United States Championship, it's Theory. Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley, which brings me to rant number 2. We've talked about the fact that the deleting names, a last name, a first name, this or that, and just giving everyone one name is stupid! I want the WWE to, from now on, every time they introduce Mr. McMahon, I want it to be, and now the WWE CEO and President, Vince. And that's it. Play the No Chance in Hell music and Vince comes out. Do you see how ridiculous it would be if it was just Vince? How about this? Let's call the announcer. How about the announcers from now on are just Michael and Pat? From now on, hi, I'm your announcer, Michael. And here's my co-partner for the night. Here's Pat. Hi, Pat.
I'm hearing news that Stone Cold Steve has come back.
Stone Cold Steve is here. You know, Vince McMahon has lost his mind, and the WWE creative are going along with it. Shame on you folks. Because you're the ones who someone needs to tell, this is ridiculous. Anyway, Austin Theory. It's not Theory. I hate the name Theory by itself. I hate it. Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley. Who do you like, Stan?
Lashley, I think.
Ooh, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I think Theory's. I think Theory's gonna try to go maybe for like an IC or something. I don't know.
All right, an Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going with Theory. I think you're wrong. That's 2 matches and 2 disagreements. Next one! We're going to go for the Raw Women's Championship as Bianca Belair, your WWE Raw Women's Championship. Oh, I thought Bianca wasn't fighting in this pay-per-view. Okay, Bianca Belair, your Raw Women's Champ versus Carmella. Stanley Mac.
Bianca.
And I will agree, Bianca. And this match is for the birds. Next one! Your WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey versus Natalya. Stanley.
What did we say? Wanda.
And I agree. Ronda Rousey. This is very predictable. Next one. Your Money in the Bank ladder match for a Women's Championship. Lacey Evans versus Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Asuka versus Shotzi versus Becky Lynch. Stan, what woman emerges holding the Money in the Bank?
It's sadly gonna be. I mean, I think Becky should win, but it's sadly gonna be Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
Interesting prediction. As for me, I am going to say, let's see, Lacey, Alexa, no. Liv, maybe. Raquel, no. Asuka, no. Shotzi Blackheart, possibly. Let's go with Shotzi since she's a bad guy. I'm going with Shotzi Blackheart.
Name change.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Shotzi, she also lost her last name. She's just Shotzi. Not Shotzi Blackheart, which, is a cool, fun, punk rock sounding name and fits her. Just Shotzi. Now she sounds like Marge Schatz' dog. Does anyone from the WWE know that Marge Schott, the despicable owner for the Cincinnati Reds in the late 80s, early 90s, who literally got kicked out of baseball for being a horrendous human being, had a dog named Shotzi, a big dog that used to have a little can of beer around his neck?
It's terrible.
Shotzi. That was the dog's name. And now we've got Shotzi Blackheart, and since you omitted the Blackheart, you're now calling her the same name as a dog from the Cincinnati Reds. And that's why last names are important, stupid. Anyway, Shotzi Blackheart wins. And finally, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Omos, Sami Zayn, Riddle, Madcap Moss. Who wins?
Another name change in Riddle, but
Matt Riddle is his name. Thank you.
Matt Riddle is gonna win because they've been setting that up.
Yeah, I think the Riddler wins. I'm just gonna call him the Riddler. I refuse to just say Riddle. He's either gonna be the Riddler or Matt Riddle. As you can see, this name thing is really bothering me. I gotta be honest. This week, AEW and WWE, you've both bothered me. Okay?
But WWE pretty much always bothers me.
I'm happy that you're here. You're not bothering me. Even though you did call the Beat speaker heavy, quote unquote. True or false? Was that statement true or false?
False.
False! Now, give some impressions. Do something entertaining. Let's go. We're going to do some impressions. Let's go. Do Dusty Rhodes. Let's go. Before we leave, we're doing impressions. Let's go. You haven't done any impressions in a long time.
Top of the mountains and the top of the mountains. That's the only one.
Go ahead. Look at the
top of the mountains. I'm going to cross the rainbows and...
That's Dusty Rhodes or the Midnight Rider?
both.
Pick up.
Dusty also does that.
Dusty does not do the Midnight Rider. No one does the Midnight
stole
Rider
it.
but the Midnight Rider.
Sort of stole his thing.
Wait, who stole it?
Dusty. Sort of.
I stole Dusty Rhodes' what?
If you really think about it, the Midnight Rider is like Dusty Rhodes.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not the Midnight Rider. Dusty Rhodes is not the Midnight Rider. There's only one Midnight Rider. It's the Midnight Rider.
You.
No. Give us another impression. Let's go. Do I have to do rapid fire? Roddy Piper. Let's go.
I'm trying to think of one.
Roddy Piper.
Throw a rock at a machine gun.
Throw a rock at a machine gun? What a promo that was when Piper said, hey, Hogan, I'm going to throw a rock at a machine gun. Okay, Hogan, hey, tell you something. Okay, pal, this is Roddy Piper, man. I'm going to throw a rock at a machine gun. If Roddy threw a rock at a machine gun, I'm pretty sure he's saying he's going to lose.
You know what?
Are you on summer break yet? Is school wrapped up for the year?
Yep, school is wrapped up.
All right, good. We're going to start a training program. We're getting you back into shape. I'm going to start some sort of program. You're in shape. But you know, you're thin. You're a skinny person. You're a skinny young man, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's shaking his head no.
Like they can see.
I'm not saying you're not a handsome person. I'm just saying it's going to be good for you. You're going to be drinking milkshakes nonstop.
Yeah.
And bench pressing.
Aww.
We're going to put on 85 pounds of muscle.
Aww.
It's going to be like the one year where Lenny Dykstra went away and then he came back to the Philadelphia Phillies and he was 75 pounds heavier, all muscle.
Huh?
Well, with steroids. I won't be giving you steroids. That would be that would be being a bad father if I injected you with steroids. No, we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. Milkshakes and bench presses, baby. You're going to be milkshaking and bench pressing 6 hours a day, Daddy.
Okay, I'll take the milkshakes.
And the bench presses.
The
I'm
milkshakes.
going to get you. in a shape here. You're going to be the one to take down Hogan. Anyway, look, that's it. Enjoy your AEW and enjoy your WWE. Tonight, enjoy your Money in the Bank. He's Stanley Mac. I'm Eastside Dave. This has been the Eastside Dave. It's a Wrestling Show. Good night, everybody.